What led me to Masonry is I was born and raised in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, which was the first capital city, by the way, of the United States. There are a lot of Masonic symbols in the architecture, which always made me very curious because I enjoyed the history of the city, taking little tours through Old City, reading up on it, basically with Ben Franklin. A lot of the founding fathers were Masons. Declaration of Independence is on display, of course. You can see the names there. Also, my grandfather was a policeman, and back in the middle of the 20th century, a lot of the policemen and firemen were Masons, and they had their own special blue lodges, blue for police. So just a combination of the history, growing up around it, seeing it every day, made me very curious. When I moved to Los Angeles, I was working for a gentleman who owned a production company, and one of the films that they were working on filmed at this lodge. The gentleman had not paid his bill, however, so I was getting a call from the building manager asking for the payment. Unfortunately, I was unable to help him with that. But I said to him, I'm very curious, what is Masonry all about? I've seen it growing up. What's it about? He said, why don't you come down to dinner, meet some of the brothers, talk to them, find out for yourself. Just take it from there. That was in the year 2000. So initially leading me to Masonry was, like I said, the history. And then once you find out what it is, making good men better, who doesn't want to be a better man? That's what we all strive for, hopefully. Masonry has changed my life in several ways. I would like to think that it's made me a better man, a better person. As I've gone through Masonry, definitely a better Mason. There have been some ups and downs, as with any relationship that you have, any walk of life that you encounter. But ultimately, going through it, coming through the other side, with the assistance of my brothers and the love and the fraternity and the fellowship, I feel that I am, at this point in my life, a much better person. To be a Mason, to me, it's hard to put into words because when you think about it on a global scale, it's just an enormous fraternity, and you're a member of this gigantic, intimate club that we who are on the inside know what it's about, but it's hard to express and describe to somebody without them actually going through it themselves. As for this lodge in particular, this lodge to me is better than any lodge I've ever visited. I've visited quite a few in the state. Just the willingness to want to be here. We don't just come to the meeting, say thank you, and go home. Everybody likes everybody. We all get along. If we don't, we find out why. We air our grievances. We talk to each other. It's not for everybody. We find that out. That's why it's such a long vetting process. But just the fact that everybody here, wants to be with everybody else. And we know that we're all here for each other. And that's something I think that's very special here at North Hollywood Lodge. Personally, I think what I contribute to the lodge as a whole is my earnestness with the education of Masonry, the willingness to help bring people in the correct way, that they're informed, they understand how to be Masons, what Masonry is about, what they can get from it, what we can get from them, if it's for them. It might be, Masonry might be for them, but it might not be this lodge. And that's something we find out, and that's fine. And I feel that I have contributed in a way to be kind of at the front door of this lodge for the brethren, for the young men who are coming in who want to know what it's all about. Like I said, I feel like I contribute the willingness to be a Mason, to go through the line, to help other brethren become involved in the lodge, not just show up and smoke a cigar, because that's not, to me, what Masonry is about. It might be for them, and that's fine. But when I come in, I want people to be involved. I want them to contribute. I want them to be proud of being a Mason. When they go out into the world, they represent us as Masons, and particularly North Hollywood Lodge number 542, which has become, as I've said, perhaps the best lodge in the state of California. The one thing I am most proud of in Masonry, I would have to say, is the brethren that I am a part of here at North Hollywood Lodge 542. I am happy and willing to bring anybody that I know to this lodge to meet all my brethren without embarrassment, without hesitation. And I am also willing to take any brother that I have here at North Hollywood to meet any one of my family, my friends, without hesitation, without embarrassment. That's what I'm most proud of.